Well, here's another in the failed collages in the whole series of collages I've done in 23 years. This is the lighthouse out at Montauk, which is the very tip of Long Island. This lighthouse, you can look it up on Wikipedia, was dedicated by President George Washington in 1796 or something like that. And I think where I went wrong with this piece was I shot just a long stretch of the horizon from end to end, and it comes out to be a big long ribbon, which is never a very interesting composition. So tonight I just decided to throw it down and play with it, and let's zoom in on. There are some cute details in this, and an odd idea that I came up with while doing this. Part of the problem with this piece also was this strange sci-fi looking building here is the foghorn, which is pointing out to sea. And as I recall, there was a sign around here somewhere that said, "Don't stand on this side of the foghorn because it will kill you." And I guess it's that loud. It'll rupture your organs. But we see lens distortion, which causes the buildings to tip. They actually looks like they're falling backwards. It's a known problem in photography, in optics, I guess. So to compensate, I just decided to let the lighthouse have three tops to fill out the space. Otherwise, it would just be falling over to this side going. And there's just, landscape of Long Island, nothing too exciting. But I caught a little girl running along the fence here that came along the road, which I thought was nice, and the sign that says, help the lighthouse keep off bluff. And came over to this neato, coin-operated viewing thing, and then somewhere over to a distance to the left, actually, but I've dropped it here right behind, was this faded painted panel, and you really can't make out what it says, but it illustrates what you're looking at in the horizon. It says Connecticut, Rhode Island, and it would be really neat if you could actually see these things, but you couldn't for whatever reason that day. All you saw was a hazy horizon. So I just arbitrarily laid out the ocean behind it. So as pieces go, it's not happening. And this was a problem with the era of film where you really had to keep in mind what you were shooting. David Hockney makes a remark about how it was a challenge to keep a mental picture of what you were shooting in your head while you were doing it. So there we are, the lighthouse at Montauk. This was shot in the summer of '98, by the way. I'd ridden my bicycle all the way out. A lot of hills on the tip of Long Island. Somewhat challenging, too. And somewhere I have a collage of the interior, too. And hopefully we'll see that in a little bit.